In this lesson, we are going to determine, or we're going to learn how to determine the point-slope equation, which we've already done before, but from a perpendicular line. So here is our first example. So we've done perpendicular lines before. What we should remember is that perpendicular lines, they cut each other at 90 degrees. And what we should also remember is that when two lines are perpendicular, then their slopes, when you multiply their slopes, you end up with -1. Well done if you remember that. If two lines are parallel, well, that's different. Then the slopes are equal. But that's not what we're looking at in this lesson. So they would like us to work out the point slope. So we've been looking at this in previous lessons already. So point slope goes like this. Okay, where this part is the slope. And then this part is the point that we are talking about when we say point and slope. Right, so if we look at this equation, we can see that it's written in slope-intercept form. So we know that when it's written in slope-intercept form, by the way, some teachers use a B instead of a C, it doesn't matter. We know that this letter here is the slope. So for us, that would be a 1. So the slope of this line is equal to 1. So let's call this line number 1, and let's call this line number 2. So then we can use this formula over here to help us find the slope of line number 2. So we say m1 multiplied by m2 should give us -1. So we say 1 multiplied by m2 equals to -1, and so m2 would be -1 over 1, which is just -1. So then we can go fill in the slope over here as -1. All that we need to do now is go fill in a point. So this is an x value, so we can fill that in over there. And then this is a y value, which we can go fill in over there. By the way, we have got another example after this one, so hang around. So here we can say y take away -2. See how it already had a negative? And then this was also a negative. So I just filled that in over there. And then we're going to say -1, and then x take away 4. Now we'll just go fix this part up over here. So it'll be y plus 2 equals to -1 x take away 4. Like that. And so that would be the final answer. And here's another example. So they want the point slope equation. So we say y take away y1 equals to m, and then x take away x1. So we know that it is perpendicular to this line. Now this line is already written in slope-intercept form, where we can then see that this, which is the 1/3, is the slope. So let's call this line 1. So we can say that the slope of line number 1 is 1/3. So to work out the slope of line number 2, which is the one we're actually looking for, we can use this formula over here. And so we can say 1/3 multiplied by that. And if you had to go work out m2, you would say -1 divided by 1/3. And if you do that correctly on the calculator, you should end up with -3. So then we can go fill in our slope for this new line as -3. Now we need to take this point and plug it in. So we know that this is an x value and this is a y value. So we end up with y take away 0 equals to -3 x take away 1. Now y take away 0 is just y. So let's just go change that. And then that would be our final answer in point slope form.